Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at AVAX, double check a few key factors. As you can see, we did not break free from this descending trend line and retest that 0.68 fib level. Instead, we continue to retest it as a resistance. So we can just kind of reaffirm and confirm rather that $50 even as a rough estimate, that's a pretty solid resistance level for us. Okay, so until we close above that, there's no reason to take a long. I don't care if you're a breakout trader, it's just not a good idea. So let's take a look here at the back end liquidation levels and kind of go from there. And while we're getting this to load, thank you again so much for being an awesome part of my life. Deeply appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment below if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is the site, link down below. We took some nice profits from Ethereum yesterday. Took like along from 39.60 to 40.40 if I'm not mistaken. It's a good little profit there, and I think that's available right here, 21%. Cool. All right, I just want to throw that out there because some folks were like, "What about the ETH profits, man? You got to celebrate that." Well, I don't celebrate everything, but that is good news nonetheless. Okay, so back in data, $48 to 54. We can see these two areas here. So 48 to 47, as I mentioned previously. While it is a good solid support level, the more we test that level, the closer we get to it, which we are close, by the way, the more likely we're going to break to the downside. So again, support levels hold for a few attempts, right? But when you attempt to break through a level like a lot, it's going to get weaker and it's going to eventually break. Like the bulls are eventually going to give up and the bears are going to be able to shift the momentum lower. Okay, not saying the price is going to keep running down to like the low $30 range or $20 because we break that, but that would be the start of something different. We'd have to kind of look at the charts different after that. Either way, 48 for right now is holding as a support level, but if we retest that again, keep in mind stronger likelihood of further downside. So that's why this is helpful. Liquidation kind of helps identify support and resistance ranges because liquidation occurs at support and resistances. Oftentimes it's local highs and local lows. Right here, $54, that's pretty much the local high. So we can see 54 to 55 is that upper level of liquidation. You know what? I'm sorry, I forgot to look at this here. Let's look at liquidation delta and quickly recognize here that there's a tremendous amount of shorts in the market here for AVAX. So we have way more people shorting than taking longs on this coin. And with good reason, it makes sense. We're still establishing lower highs and lower lows. You can see almost a perfect trend line here. There's no reason to take a long on this coin until we close above 50. Another thing to recognize too is there was a massive amount of accumulation at 51.8, basically $52. So most folks are underwater on this coin right now, and that's going to work as a resistance for us until we prove otherwise. So just keep in mind, 52 and $50 are a round number, easy round numbers to remember. Those are resistances for us right now. Okay, so now that we've established that, we can recognize that we're testing the 20-day estimate today. It's never a good look. We're getting closer to 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is now below the RSI. That's bad, basically implying that the price action is likely to continue lower due to the simple fact that we're seeing a lot of confirming factors here, identifying that, with the money flowing away from this coin, we're starting to lose that support, okay? So more potential for downside here based on that sentiment. Stochastic is swinging down for the second time too. That carries more weight than the first. Basically just implies that the second attempt to break through this resistance didn't work out and we're more likely to continue lower. 4-hour time frame reflecting very similar behavior here. While we're tentatively above the 50-day SMA, we're tentative also confirming below the 20-day. It's kind of just one of those compression type of things here. Generally, it's best to avoid taking a long or a short at this exact moment. But I tell you what, the more we test this lower level, the more likely we are to break it. And it really just feels like we're going to be pulling back here. And if you take a look at this and how Bitcoin's performing, that's not a very good pairing. It basically implies that as Bitcoin continues to increase, AVAX drops. And what's going to happen if Bitcoin pulls back? All right. So again, that's not looking pretty here. Let's take a quick look here at the RSI on the 4-hour. Confirm we're stuck under 50. While stochastic swinging up, money flow index is right there with the RSI. That's generally not a positive sign. We can see MACD's trying to converge but hasn't yet. So the 4-hour time frame's pretty much right in the struggle bus right now. There's nothing here that's positive or confirming that a long is a viable option. Take a look at the hourly. Let's quickly note here that we are still below the cloud. We've been maintaining below for a while. Until we close again above $50, there's no reason to take a long. And at this point here, just seems more probable the price is going to continue lower based on how poorly it's paired. In other words, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. I don't normally do this on the charts, but I like to kind of show you what the charts look like compared to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, when Bitcoin pulls back here, this was a 2.5% pullback from Bitcoin roughly. We look at AVAX, the same pullback occurred, about 4.7%. So majority of the time when we see Bitcoin pulling back, we're seeing AVAX yank back too. It's just that it's more aggressive. So right now we can say that we're inversely paired with Bitcoin, or just 2x of Bitcoin, and it's generally not a favorable place. Okay, so until we break this range or break above $51 or $50 rather, I don't think that it's viable to consider a long position at this point. If Bitcoin can maintain the 107K range and just kind of stop moving up, I honestly think that AVAX will probably recover. Okay, it sounds kind of weird, but altcoins are getting hit pretty hard right now because money's flowing away from alts and going into Bitcoin. So until that stops, we can presume that alts are going to continue to bleed out. But this is holding the line pretty well. So there's a solid support here at 48. Just know it's been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. You cannot test. You can't try to kick a door down multiple times and then just expect it to hold, right? It's eventually going to break. So we're really here on the tipping point. But either way, $50 is resistance and 52 is that secondary resistance. I'll post our playout chart here in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord shortly. Kind of update the charts here for you. And I just hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Deeply appreciate you watching. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you soon.